to be like all the way down to her butt. So, Tung Su, sir.
Tung Su.
Thanks, yeah.
Thank you, Sammy. Tung Su Mazelvin. Tung Su. Oh, there's Steph. And Quinn Fowler's hallway again.
Master Barnes,
Yes, sir.
I just want to
Recording, even though that beautiful speech should have been kept for posterity. I want to go. Not that. Yeah, I lost it again. And I'm going to mute you all because the ambient noise seems to. Okie dokie, and time for class. Okay, now let me see. Good, we're good there. Okay, everybody, attention. We bow, hands up, step out wide. And again, I'm not using the mirror today. The things we're doing don't really require inversion, or they're not so complicated that I'm not comfortable inverting it myself. Okay, so, and that's why I step out like this. So you guys probably can't tell until I turn away from you. Let's do 50 jumping jacks. Stay together, begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50. Good, okay. We're gonna do much like the last class, we're gonna do squats, okay? Again, remember, when you squat, to lower your butt, your knees don't drop. Your butt goes back and down, excuse me, back and down like that. So your butt goes back and down like that, okay? We're gonna do 10, okay? And then we're gonna hold. Okay, and I'm gonna look at the clock. So we'll do 10. And then we get to the bottom of the 10th and we're gonna hold it. And we're gonna hold it for, let's just do 20 seconds, okay? So I'm gonna say down, and you count 1, okay? I probably have to count, but I'd love a chance to inhale every once in a while while we're doing this. Okay, ready? Down, 1, down, 2, down, 3, push down in your heels, down, 4, down, 5, down, 6, down, 7, down, 8, down, 9, down and hold. Again, I'm gonna turn, right? So I don't want my knees getting forward like that. Pushing back in my heels. That was 10 seconds already. Lucky us. We'll do that one more time. Coming up, standing up. Okay, 10 more. Down, 1, down, 2, down, 3. Remember, push-ups back. Down, 4. Your belly will go forward or down. Down, 5, down, 6, down, 7, down, 8, down, 9, down and hold. Time under tension. Good, okay, we're standing up. Shake a little bit. If your legs aren't a little bit burning right now, you were cheating, okay? So everybody right leg back. Potorigi front stretch kicking. And again, this is to stretch the hamstrings 10 times. Key up on the 10th with a replacement step. We're gonna work on replacement stepping today. Ready, hana, tool, say, nay, tasso, yasso, ilgo, yudo, hold, kia. Good, okay. Same thing with
Good
the
job, Parker. Don't fall over.
Yeah, it can be hard. Doing this slowly is hard. It's not a slow thing, right? So you want to swing it up. And again, as you get looser, you can go higher. Ready? Hana. Tool. Say. Ne, Tasso, Yasso, Ilgo, Yudo, Aho, and Kia. Good. Okay. So again, we're going to go wide here. Do a fair amount of kicking today, but it's more about footwork than it is anything else. Other side. Again, like I said in the past, I'm doing warm-ups both in terms of what I think will benefit it. All of these things will benefit everybody, but those of us who are a little bit older, these warm-ups are going to be a little bit better than a lot of static stretching. Okay, again, down here. And again, this is called a runner's lunge. Get your hips as low as you can. And I actually like to keep sliding my back heel back, making my leg longer. And like I said last week, push my front knee that way, my back heel that way, and make the distance from my front knee to my back foot as far as I can. Good. Okay, dropping the knee. Push the hips forward. Hip flexor. Particularly if you sit a lot, there's a lot of tightness that develops in the hips because of that sitting position. This is like the opposite. It's going the opposite as far as you can. Did this last week down. Good. Now up. Go to the other side. Rotate in. And again, don't just sit there. When you feel things loosen up, move back just a little bit. So your muscles are constantly moving. They're not just stagnant. Not do as much twisting here. Here, hips forward. And again, right here, this is your hip flexor. Turn it sideways, extend the leg, reaching down. Good, okay, open the hips a little bit. Sitting down and in. It's like a squatting butterfly stretch. Turning these out more. A little wider. Now again, pushing down. This is a really important type of stretching. This kind of isometric stretching where I'm pushing my fingers down and I'm pushing my butt up. So I'm using the muscles to force themselves longer. Open a little wider. And again, I like to see how low I can get and how much I can get my chest up. Moving a little bit side to side. Push down, square up. Good, okay. Everybody standing up, turn around, fix your uniforms. Dogs your background attention. Good, face it, cheerio. We bow, say kamsamnida. Tongsu. Okay, we're gonna do an advanced version of what I was doing in the last class. My lesson plans are similar, but it's because I'm gonna do some more advanced executions here. The other thing is we did a lot of staff work, which is generally not something people even need to know until they're advanced brown belt. I want to use some visuals. I want to start giving you guys some ways to use props in your home. We're going to start off with replacement step kicking. The nice thing about replacement step kicking is it's about footwork. It's about being light on your feet. It's about shifting your weight from side to side and about being athletic. The basic concept of a replacement step, and I'm going to show you from the side, is after I kick with this foot, one foot replaces the other. So rather than kicking and putting this foot down in front, we're kicking and returning. I'm going to kick, I'm going to rechamber, and it's like I'm trying to stomp on my own foot. And they replace steps. What we're going to do is we're going to do front kick first, we're going to do roundhouse kick second. Excuse me. And then we're going to do, so we'll do 18 of them. The first 10, we'll do a little bit slowly, but afterwards, it's going to be 1, 2, and we're going to do the last 8 at that pace. We'll try front kick, roundhouse kick, and side kick, and again, 18 reps, right? So it's technically 9 a side. So I'm going to have Masters Vendetti and Coughlin, if anybody seems to be having trouble with this or you're not sure if they're doing it right, because this visual can be difficult, feel free to have people turn sideways. If you're concerned about your footwork, folks, students, I would tell you to start sideways, because while you may be turning your back to the camera, it's easy to see if your footwork is there. Here's the example I gave people. You can't, the idea of a replacement step is you can kick with it, you can alternate feet without a lot of space. You can't do this with this between your feet because you're supposed to slide this foot back, not step. But if you think of it this way, in other words, you have a line in front of you and you think about kicking and always having your lead foot the same distance from that line, then you're doing it right, okay? So like I said, 18 of these, 10, 1, 2, 3. In the last 8, we're gonna pick up the pace. This is not an excuse for lousy kicking, right? So we're gonna do it slowly so you can make sure your kicks are good, but the footwork is what this is about. So hands up, good, ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here we go. 8 quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8.
Master Barnes, I think you're too fast for people. They have to catch up with you.
They weren't keeping up with an old man like me? Bad. Okay. Next one is roundhouse kick. I'm going to tell you one of the reasons I chose this drill is because if you don't pivot on roundhouse kick and side kick, it's harder. If you fully pivot, it's much easier because you're really moving sideways. With a front kick, notice my hips are square and I have to open them. With a roundhouse kick, my hips are already closed. So all I gotta do is make sure I pivot, okay? Because we're gonna do these kicks. Then we're gonna do the same kicks, but we're gonna do a slightly different version. And this is more, these are more, this is helping with sparring. Obviously we can't spar, right? But we can still do drills that help us with our sparring, help us with our athleticism and our quickness, okay? Same thing. 10, a little methodical, focus on your kicks and your footwork. In the last 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, as quickly as you can. If you can beat me to the end, that's fine, okay? Remember also, we gotta keep our hands up. I'm sorry, I'll start right leg back, your left leg back. Or I'm left leg back, your right leg back. Okay, I'm gonna get off the seam in the mats. Okay, ready? 1, replacement step, nice and light, I'm not stopping. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Nice, Cleo.
inhale, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're gonna go 8. Get the kicks up, boom, 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 okay? Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good, okay.
Master Barnes is still fully pivoting even when he's doing those quick kicks. So make sure you
Jonas,
guys are
you
doing
look
so
like
as
an
well.
Jonas looks like an octopus in a blender.
Uh-huh. Like this. That's all right. What we need to do is get Mrs. Wall bungee cords. She can wrap them around him here, right? And then she can tie his arms together so he's kicking like this. Front kick easy. Roundhouse kick medium. Side kick hard. But getting to what Master Vendetti said, after I do a replacement step here, what I'm doing is I'm always finishing my kick with my pivot, right? I'm not pivoting first and then kicking. I bring my leg up, and as I throw it, I turn my hips into it. So instead of turning all the way here and then kicking, what I'm really thinking of is bringing everything up and turning, boom, at the end, which makes the replacement step easier and the pivot's easier. The pivot is what gives the kick that extra pop of power. Okay, we're gonna do side kick now, okay? We're gonna do, again, 10 total, okay? Now here's the other thing. For junior belts, kick as high as you can. Senior belts, and I've been working on this myself because I got lazy with all that stuff. I'm not really concerned at this point. The first 10 senior belts, and I'm talking about Mr. Jacobson, Mr. Haber, Mr. Much, Mr. Margolin. Work on making sure that you're extending and locking that kick on the first 10. You can't really do it on the last 8 because the last 8 are more about speed than they are about kind of refined technique, okay? So remember what your hands are doing. And like I said before, if you're having trouble with your hands, like this, but it's not this, clamp your elbows to your side, okay? Every time you raise your elbows up, you're exposing your rib cage and your midsection to somebody hitting it, kicking it, whatever else like that. That's why the optimum position is this, right? Everything's out in front of me. From here, I don't need to shift. I don't need to do anything from here, right? I don't need to pull it back like this, boom, like that, boom, like that, okay? Because one of the biggest mistakes I see is everybody thinks that a jab is a knockout punch. It's not. It's like bonking someone on the head so you can take your time pounding them later, okay? So back leg side kick, first 10 slow, and then the last 8 like that, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oh, that was bad. 6, 7, 8, turn, 9, and 10, 8 fast. Do your best, quick. Don't let, it may be a little sloppy, okay, but make sure you're pivoting. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good, okay. So the next thing we're doing, this is much more of a sparring application. We're gonna do just roundhouse kick, okay? And I'm actually gonna throw in crescent kick. Roundhouse kick, because it's a great sparring kick. This is kind of a sucker move, but what it's about is it's about hip rotation. So if you notice when I do this, it's not this, it's not this, right? I want to feel the balls of my feet sliding. I know you may be somewhere, if you're in bare feet on a hardwood floor, unless the hardwood floor is dusty, this is going to be difficult, okay? I understand that. But again, we're light on our feet, and the idea is, what we're going to do is we're going to switch our feet and then come back with that lead leg. The idea is, you guys know, some people like to spar opposed. So if I've got this foot back, they're standing with the other foot back, right? So the idea is what I'd use this for, if I saw a pattern in somebody and I wanted to get them to switch their feet, I'd go boom, like that, right? For the black belts, we worked on this stuff like that. That's all I'm doing, is I'm snapping my hips, driving my knees around as fast as I can, staying on the balls of my feet. Heels never touch. We're not gonna do these super fast, like bang, 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 because then all of a sudden the footwork gets bad. We'll drop to 16 so it's 8 aside. But remember, we're gonna switch. So from here, I'm gonna switch and then kick here. I've gotta go back after the kick, right? So you understand. In other words, I always want, the front foot's the kicking foot, but I've gotta switch it and then come back with it like that, okay? So actually, you know what? Let's skip that. We'll do 8 aside. We'll switch, we'll kick, and then we'll do our replacement step. We'll add it in, or just put your foot down. That way, we can focus on the switching part. Master Coughlin remembers there was a guy named Mr. Peugeot who trained here years ago, came here as a black belt. really good martial artist. And this was a footwork drill that he liked doing. And he was originally from Taekwondo. Huge emphasis on sparring in Taekwondo. Okay? So we're going to start. I've got my left leg back. You've got your right leg back. Again, 16, right? 8 aside. So we're going to do, we'll do 8 and 8, right? This leg is my kicking leg. So I'm going to bounce on my feet, switch, and then come back and be like this, okay? So 8 on this side, and then we'll switch our feet, 8 on the other side. Then we'll go to crescent kick, okay? So from here, we're bouncing, switch, bounce, snap. Now remember, it's about your hips. That's 2, 3. Turn your body. 4. So the idea, remember, there's somebody in front of you. You want to get them to turn. 5. Slide your feet. 6. 7. That was too jumpy. Hands up. 8. Good. Jump switch.
Good job, Jeff.
You should be sweating by now. I am. Although that's not hard to do. Good. Okay. Same thing. And again, focus right here, right? When I'm doing this, I'm not jumping. Just here, light on my feet. When I get to my lightest, should feel sliding, okay? So, 8 on this side. And the last kick, I didn't tell you, the last kick we're gonna do is inside out crescent kick. It's not outside in. Because it's gonna have a open like that, okay? So my left foot's forward, your right. Ready? 1. 2. 3. Smooth. 4. Halfway.
Good, Ethan.
5.
Show me your kicks, Victor. There you go. Good job.
7. 8. Good. Okay, switch back. Outside in crescent kick, I need a chance to inhale. I'm always exhaling when I'm talking. Outside in crescent kick. A little easy. Boom. And then again, open and across like that. Okay? I just realized with this one, we're going to alternate, right? So, because if I'm here and I go switch, boom, it ends up in back. We're going to take a little more time, particularly in the first 8 or 10, okay? Because this is going to take a little practice, and I've got junior belts who it sounds like they're doing great. Victor, Ethan. This is a little bit tougher. You're not going to feel great at it right away, but nobody feels great at any of these techniques right away. And anybody who feels great right now about how they're doing, good. Pat yourself on the back and then say, how can I get better, okay? So we're going to do 16. In other words, going to switch each time. I'll stop after 1, 2, 3, 4, so we get the hang of it. So again, remember, focus on 2 pieces. This is my kicking leg. So 1, like that, okay? Now with the other side, we're going to switch this way. This leg's kicking. 2, 3, you notice how I switch and then open my hips back up to get it across. When you're doing a crescent kick, think about hitting someone with the outside of your hip. Good, here we go. This is 4. 4. 5, switch. Remember, and with that, 6.
Good, Simone. Make sure your toes are up.
Yeah, never on your heels. 7. 8, twist. We'll go to 10. 9. 10, switch. We're going to keep going. But I want you guys to watch. I'm going to do it slowly. Don't do it right now. What I'm doing from here switch, switch, right? So switch and then turn right back in. So I'm sideways here. This kicking side is there. That's the other thing I see people do. They do crescent kick like this. It looks like axe kick. If you open your shoulder here, and then you think about getting your shoulder all the way back, from here, boom, it brings you there, okay? So, 11, we got 6 more. Here we go. Ready, 1, yeah. 2, yeah. Think about getting to that target. 3, yeah. 4, yeah. Last 2, let's make them good. 5, yeah.
You should keep your hands up.
6, yeah. Good, and borrow. These footwork drills are great. Anybody who's jumped rope, and I don't mean jump rope for a few minutes. I mean anybody who's jumped rope, speed jump, crossovers, 1 foot, other foot, right? Double, like that. And done it for 15 or 20 minutes. Understand something. If you guys, any of you who've done, let's say 100 more or more jumping jacks, you start feeling it in these, in this, in your calves right there. That's all about what that is. Give me a second. Okay. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna do 1 step. Regular old 1 step. We're gonna do 1 through 10 today. We're gonna do 6 through 15 on Thursday. Then we're gonna do 11 through 20 on Saturday. If you struggle with 1 through 5 today, go to the videos. The fact is that there were some mistakes on those videos. Mr. Z and I just refilmed 4 videos. I refilmed Tiger Set because I didn't like the way it looked and the way I did it. There are a couple mistakes in the 1 through 5 1-step video and the 6 through 10 1-step video. So we refilmed them. They're not up on the website yet. We're going to do that on Thursday. But they're good enough on there. So we're going to do it, like I said, 1 through 10 today. So we're going to have overlap every single day. But how are we going to do this? Luke Angelotti saw this in the last class. I'm going to use something different. We're going to use obstacles. Obstacles specifically because for me, 1-steps are about angles. And people have heard me talk about, 90 degrees, 45 degrees, right down the middle like that. The fact is that for the most part, you're arcing. When I do number 1, I'm going around this. I actually like to use something round. This is a foam roller. Roll of paper towels. Chair. Larger trash can. You can use an office trash can. I'm going to use this one today. I'm going to use this one because I'm not really concerned with you guys seeing my feet where they start because my feet start in almost the same position. But what I want you to understand is this represents the torso of a person. That's what this represents, right? So the person's coming right at me and throwing a punch. I'm doing number 1, boom. My knuckles are right over the middle of this trash can. If I was using a paper towel roll, you could drop a penny from the end of my knuckles and it would land just in that circle. That's my goal. And again, it teaches you to move around people. The tendency that we see with students here, Master Vendetti, Master Coughlin, Ms. Linton, Mr. Minikowski, myself, is the tendency for people to jump away, to jump back. The idea is when it comes to defending yourself, invading someone's space and moving around them, normal stepping, reverse stepping, like that, is what skill's about, okay? So we're doing 1-steps, 1 through 10. And again, I would challenge the black belts, senior belts, people, advanced red. Feel free to get something relatively tall. When you're doing number 1, it's not a big deal. But when you're doing number 2, kick over the top of it, right? Last thing I'll say before we start. Some of these are very direct. Some of these are more circular. When you think about number two is a zigzag. I move directly away, and then I slide in behind, right? Number three, I'm actually moving out of the way, right? And then because I'm doing a side stance, we get too many students. So if I start in ready position, you can't see my feet. We get too many students who are like this. When I do this, and you can't see my feet right now, you can see it now, can't you? Because I'm moving around, okay? So, everybody tune B. And again, Victor, you only need to know 4 of these. Don't worry about it. I'm going to go a lot faster. I'm going to go a lot farther. Do your best, okay? Number 1, step, wave, punch, okay? Ready, yay! You see me moving around, right? And borrow, because I end up, if you draw a straight line through this ankle. But the other thing that I need people to understand is, watch where this foot is. I'm not doing this. I'm actually doing, you see the foot slide a little bit. That's just a result of years of experience plus a desire for a lot of hip rotation. Okay, so we're gonna do each one twice. So again, chamber here, and I'm doing these inverted. So if you're facing me and you're doing it like this is my left, if you put the hand on this side, this is your right hand. It's my left hand, but you're doing it right. So number 1, and again, black belts, remember here and load, and make sure you turn until you lock that horse stance. So ready, number 1, chambering here, ready, or your knuckles right over the middle of your obstacle. Borrow, number 2. Remember, number 2, I'm taking a direct 90-degree turn. Like I was doing the first move in Samrang jump. But I'm going to chamber. So junior belts are chambering here. Black belts, what you're going to do, swing across like that. So it's this. Boom, to turn your hips. And then your kick. And then your chop in behind. Okay, so from here, number 2, chambering on this side. Ready, step, kick, chop, and now I'm moving in. So it's like a V pointed that way. So I go directly sideways and I slide right in behind the guy, hit him on the back of the neck. Number 2, one more time. You can junior belts chamber here and turn that way. I'm going to do it more like the black belts do it. Ready, and borrow. Now remember number 3, that first step. You watch the distance between my feet. It does not close at all. It might get a little wider, but it never gets narrower, okay? So, and the elbow can't quite get over the middle of a trash can this big, okay? But it'll be hanging over the center. Okay, so number 3, from here, punches coming at you, stepping in, push, shift center, elbow, spinning elbow, and borrow. The one thing, if you've got something solid like this that I want you guys to understand is, I couldn't do my full horse stance, but the fact is, in real life, if I was doing an elbow on somebody and I slid into horse stance, my knees would go between their legs because I have to be that close, right? My punch goes that far, elbow sticks out that far. So I would actually be, their legs would be right here. I go right in between their legs to hit them, okay? Remember also, palm facing on the first elbow, palm up on the second, okay? So one more time. And again, these are the details that matter. Black belts, look for body rotation. From here, don't just step in and push. Come from this hip. Think about throwing an uppercut. Like that, right? Okay.
Master Barnes.
Yes, ma'am.
Also, try not to bounce out of the last move. Hold it for 1 second.
Very good point. One of the things you want to do, anybody who's ever watched, let's say, gymnastics in the Olympics or on TV, skip the finish. So I finish and I go like this, I go, and I hold it for a second and then I return. We don't want to see this, right? Okay. Thank you, Miss Linton. Okay, so number 3, one more time from here. Lots of hip rotation. Ready, go. Push. Elbow, spinning elbow. See, I stuck my finish. And then borrow. It's like you're going, look at me, look at me, look at me. Number 4, remember, even numbers have kicks. Odd numbers don't. So remember, we're going to step back sideways, fighting stance. Chamber on our front hip. It's going to be a front kick right over the top. And then we're going to step, and again, I think about working around. I know that it's straight lines where it ends up, but I curve into it. Right? Okay, and that's for the black belts. Junior belts, don't worry about that. Just get it right. The black belts, you want to think about moving around. Even though these are linear in the finish, they're circular in the pursuit. So, chamber front hip, back leg front, kick, step out, punch. 1, yeah. And again, my knuckles right over the top of my can. Okay, so, and again, something this high, dang well better make sure you chamber that front kick. Hands up, number 4, chamber front hip. Good, okay, ready, right, kick, punch, yeah. And again, good, borrow, and hold on a second. Just a further explanation for the black belts. I may end up here, but I don't get here this way, I get here this way, right? So after I kick, I don't step here because I'm looking for that hip rotation. I go here, and I feel like I'm curving around it more like that. So that's just a visual, okay? Number 5, a lot like number 3. And remember, for the junior belts, a lot of these are pairs. They're almost identical twins, right? They got some small thing. So number 5 is very much like number 3 and like number 17, okay? We're gonna start from here. We're gonna do that step down. I push the punch down because I wanna hit somebody in the head. Shift, yeah. And borrow. And just as a quick reminder, a visual, it's very easy for me now to show you guys. On number 3, when I push the punch up, what part of me in this image is easier to hit, down here or up here? Right? That's the point. I push it up so I can attack someone's body. When I go like this, I have a clear path to their head. So number 5, one more time. Aim in here, stepping in, down, cross, yeah. And borrow. Okay, number 6 is like a match pair for number 4, except instead of a front kick, it's a roundhouse kick, and we finish with a chop instead of a second punch. So from here, right back, chamber. Be disciplined about your hands. If your hands drop, there's no obvious choice for which punch should come, which hand should counterattack first. So I keep my hands here. This is the only hand that can punch. This hand, that's not a punch. Okay, so hands up, hands here, back leg roundhouse. Kick, punch, 1, chop, yeah. Borrow. So one more time. Back, chamber, back leg roundhouse, kick, punch, 1, yeah. And borrow. And on that second one, on the first execution, I stopped my roundhouse kick here, and I realized that I'd done that. So I made sure I got my roundhouse kick out over this. And remember, this is your stopping point, because from here, if you think about my head, you got that much space. You're striking through your target, okay? Number 7, everybody knows one of my
Master
favorites.
Barnes,
Yes, ma'am.
I think they can work on this for 7 too, but we need to pull as hard as we push, because our punches on that one were strong, and then the chop like floats and our other arm is dangling.
So what Master Kaufman's talking about is here. This arm right here. This is already done, right? I punched him. But pulling this back, that back hard, makes my body rotate. All I'm talking about today, this week, is circles. I'm moving around people. It's about circularity. If I told you to make this shoulder move as fast as you can without moving this shoulder at all, right? But if I told you to make this shoulder move as fast as you can, period, that's what you do. So that's the equivalent of this, right? It's like if I told you to hit a baseball, right? You're standing like this, right? And, well, I was a lefty, so you're standing like this, and I told you to hit it as hard as you could with your front side, but leave your back side behind. You can't do it. You hit a baseball, look at my shoulders rotating, everything. Every move we do, hockey stick, throwing a ball, this shoulder forward. When I'm done, the shoulder's behind. It's about rotating. So thank you, Master Kaufman. So same thing here, except we're gonna step outside, punch, punch. The thing I like about this is on everyone so far, if the person was punching me with this hand, I'm moving on their inside of their hand. Number 7 means I get to go out here, which means this arm's in the way and they can't hit me with their free hand. That's why it's one of my favorites. Okay, so this hand on top and this hand down. This is a knife hand. It's the same step as number 1. So I'm gonna step out, block here, and again, I'm moving around them. Now, their arm's here, I'm gonna punch them in the ribs below their arm, and now watch, I'm gonna pull this hand really hard back and hit them over the shoulder and the head. Yeah!
Ashfi, when you step with the other foot, okay? So stepping with your left foot on that one.
Yeah, I'm always doing this mirror image. Like I said, so this is my right leg, right? So if I was facing the way you guys are facing, you're doing the equivalent of facing like this. I'm trying to make it so if you do exactly what I do on the same side, you're doing it right. So another example, or another way to think about that is imagine my trash can's right in front of you and we're doing this. You guys are going around this way and I'm coming around this way. We're gonna meet over here. Okay, so one more time. Here, and again, remember, there's a punch coming right over the middle of this. That's always my first thought as I'm defending against the punch unless it's number 19. So from here, stepping around, rotating around. Here, one, yeah. And you notice when I punch, I block here. Which hand moves fastest? Which hand? I blocked here, I punched one. Tell me which hand is moving fastest, this hand or that hand? Yeah. Same speed, okay? Number 8. Number 8's the only one where you step back with your left foot. The other thing I need to show you guys about 8, because people have trouble with 8. If I'm doing this with a partner and I step back like this, and I don't slide away, if I just turn like this, my distance is all off. So the first move you're gonna do, and I'm actually gonna take the trash can away because I wanna we'll use it for the last of them, but I wanna make sure you guys get this, okay? I know the black belt, some of this is slower, but from here, the first thing you do is you chamber, right? So I'm gonna chamber here. I'm gonna slide away and look over the other shoulder. Then I'm gonna kick and punch like that, okay? So this is the only one. Senior belts, you know this drill. Use your trash can, kick over it and punch over it, okay? So I'm here with number 8, right? I chamber on my front hip. Remember, when I move this foot away, this is what we call a retreating back kick. I'm gonna turn my head over my shoulder so I can see the guy as fast as I can. One here, other leg, kick, yeah, like that, okay? So the idea is I'm suckering someone in. They come at me, they think I'm backing up, they come further, and I'm gonna pop them with my back kick, okay? So from here, we start here, we step back this leg. It's the only one where we step back with that leg. Well, don't worry. Just to start. There's another one we step back with it. So from here, pulling, again, chambering here. One, spin your head around as fast as you can. Other leg, back kick, yeah! And that's number 8. Number 9. Everybody remembers number 9, hello pizza. We want to make sure we get the hello right. Hello first and pizza second. It's the same thing as number 1. It is. Number 1, it's exactly the same technique. Just instead of punching, I'm chopping. But you see the circle. That's why we chamber on the side. We never chamber in the front. Because if we chamber in the front, everything's going straight out. We chamber on the side so we can go around like that. Okay? So open and open, right? 2 knife hands. This hand on top. I'm going to step around. And remember black belts. We're going to end up in a 45, but we're arcing into it. Okay? So from here, step. And again, this palm is up like this. So step around, block. Yeah! Like that. And notice again, this arm's bent. I'm not out like that. Okay? The punch is closer to me than their head. If I threw this, somebody blocks my punch here. Look how much farther they have to go to get to my head. So I can't have both arms straight. My blocking arm is bent, and my attacking arm, this is number 1, this is number 10. Or number 9. So believe it or not, with number 9, you actually have to get closer, and black belts think about this, than you do with number 1. Number 9's a bit closer, because that's hit. I never chop like this. Dangerous for my elbow, and I can't get the rotation I want. I chop like that, okay? So number 9, palm up, palm here, stepping around. Remember, I want black belts to think about rotating their hips around here. Ready? Yeah. Like that. Good. Borrow. So back we go for number 10. Number 10, it's a down the middle. There's no around here. This is a straight down the middle. Okay? There are a couple that are straight down the middle. Number 11, boom, right down Main Street. And that is another philosophy. It's another approach. It's actually, if you believe it or not, it's the most advanced approach. The least advanced approach is teaching a student to back up. Right? Somebody throws a punch, you back up and pull like that. The next would be moving directly sideways. And then comes 45, and even right down the middle, okay? So we're gonna start, we're gonna step back, we're gonna do a middle high side kick. Now remember, and this is for the senior belts too, if you fully pivot, and I'm gonna do it from the side so you can see it. If you fully pivot for that first side kick, you've got a whole boatload of work. My personal feeling is that the first side kick is not about contact, it's about getting someone to drop their hands. Master Coughlin disagrees, Master Vendetti disagrees. There are multiple executions of this, and I'm not really concerned with either one. But I'm gonna throw that first side kick out there like, boom, and fake them out. I want it to be up, but I wanna be able to really pivot my hips. The power kick should be the second kick. The only way, we talked about pivot, the only way I can get full power, boom, is when I kick that heel in hard, okay? So from here, and there is no hand chamber except you wanna keep your hands up because we're not gonna throw any hand techniques. It's just middle high side kick, okay? So right down the middle of your bucket or your obstacle, whatever it is. And then down here. That wasn't very good. We're gonna do it one more time. Good, okay, so we step back here. Here's one more thing, point of protocol. People get this messed up. When you're doing these with the kicking ones particularly, you don't cross your arms and step back, because what you just did was you stepped back and told the person it's okay to punch. Step back, or if you want to do that, make sure you think, okay, you touch knuckles, your partner steps back, you think, okay, I'm going to do a middle high side kick. Then you go, and you're ready to go. The minute you key up, your partner's allowed to punch. You told them it's okay to punch. It's your fault. So make sure again. And I also see, here's the other thing from the other schools. We see this. We see, boom, like that. You're not in a position. You're not in the right position. So let's make sure we get the protocols right, okay? So again, from here, 2B, we step back. And again, you're doing right side. Good. And keep your hands up. Pivot on the second one, at least the second one. And down. Wow. Good. Shot. Kamsamnida. Tongsu. So, junior belts. Visualizing what you're doing. I've been thinking about this a lot. I've been filming these tutorials. Seeing what you're doing in your head. It's easier with self-defense in one steps than it is with forms because nobody ever does a form with somebody trying to attack them. But having a picture in your head of what you're doing is very important. We're running long. So, I know you're going to be bummed out. I had a bunch of fitness things that I wanted to do, but we're running long right now. So I'm going to end it now, and maybe I'll get better at this. Maybe I'll lower the counts on some of the kicking. Good. Everybody face here. Cheer it. Niba. Say Kamsamnida. Tongsu. And I'm going to come in and talk to you guys, but really quickly. Black belts, just because you know those doesn't mean you can't get better. Okay? I've been rediscovering things about my technique, and with all of this and teaching the classes and doing it and all this other stuff, I'm gotten a little older. I may not be as flexible, but I'm going to fight and I'm going to make sure that that technique gets better back to where it should be. Okay. So you learn something about it every day. So let me see. Let's go to gallery. Where do we go? I lost everybody. There it is. Gallery view. And I'm going to unmute you peoples. Okay, gang. Well, listen, great work today. I think I mentioned to a lot of you guys last week, we had our first virtual belt testing. I'm hoping virtual belt testing, hold on a second, Parker, listen up. I'm hoping virtual belt testing isn't something that is so necessary that we're thinking about recertifications and red belt testing. It's tough to do. That being said, every time you come is like coming to a class here. We are treating it that way, and as long as you treat it that way, you get credit for it. And your time frames are shortening for your next test, whatever it may be. Victor Sensilla tested. We were starting with the junior belts to get our head around how to do it. So Victor tested, but I'm telling you guys, you keep working on this stuff, and you'll be able. When we get back, we'll start testing people right away. Okay. The other thing I want you to know, and I need all of you to know this is. We don't, I have Master Coughlin or Master Vendetti or Ms. Linton, or in this case, all three on to help you. They're also spying on you. You guys go sit down on the sofa. You take a class off. I get a text. I get a call from one of the instructors, and we note that you were there, but we'll put an X to your name just so that, yeah, you showed up. Can you imagine coming into this karate school when we open up and we start class and you do a few kicks, you go back and you sit down with your back to the wall and your legs crossed? What do you think I would do? Yeah, Mr. Bunch is smiling. Mr. Petronich is throwing up in his mouth. I mean, you guys have to understand, if you treat this like karate class, it may not be the optimum in terms of what we're used to, but you can still get out of it what you've gotten out of your classes in the past. If, on the other hand, you treat it as, oh, I'll stand up and do a few kicks, and then I'll sit down, and oh my God, like this, like I do in all my business meetings. Like that. When I'm sick of a meeting, when it's supposed to be over, Ms. Morris might understand this. When people need to stop talking, I start going like this. This is like, it's the equivalent of this. Looking at your watch. So you guys for the most part are not guilty of that. And oh no, yeah, really? You got the beast thing going on again? So anyway, so keep up the work. And again, as we move forward, we're hearing rumors that we're getting closer to being able to reopen. How that is going to look will not necessarily be entirely up to us. What I'm hearing is 30% capacity, so I'm trying to figure out how I can fudge numbers, how we can make sure that everybody has the chance to come to classes as often as possible, how we schedule and things like that. And then just procedurally, how we do it so that you guys are all safe. Okay. So as that progresses, as the governor of Delaware decides what he can do and can't do, well, when it comes to states of emergency, there's nothing he can't do. That's another issue. So at any rate, we'll keep you guys posted, but just keep coming to class and understand that this is absolutely for a purpose. This is not just killing time in your home. This is something that will pay off when you're allowed to go out again. Okay? So everybody enjoy the great weather. Tung Su, we will see you again very soon.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Sam. Thanks, Bye.